So you've just bought an F82 M4, or you've had it for a while, you want to spice it up a bit and unsure where to start. Drawing from our extensive experience here at Xatrix and MLP, we're here to offer you some recommendations on what and when to upgrade on your BMW M4 platform. Now typically guides like this suggest upgrading your handling or braking performance before any power upgrades, but let's be honest, us petrol heads are always looking to chase that little bit extra power. Luckily the F82 is a well sorted package out of the box when it comes to handling, and it takes remapping insanely well too. A simple remap without even touching the engine can take it from just a respectable 425 horsepower to just breaking into the 500s. If you do live near one of our Xatrix workshops, we can put you on one of our X500 packages. If you don't live near us, then the BM3 is also a good tuning tool. However, you or your mechanic may need to get your hands a little dirty. While the S55's internals are known to handle big boosts in power in excess of 700 horsepower, there are two things around it that can cause problems, and we recommend getting them changed at the same time or as soon as possible. The stock charge pipes going from the turbo to the charge cooler can't handle much beyond factory boost levels and tend to fail post remap. We recommend upgrading to a robust set like the Masata kit. A more complex and expensive issue is the crank hub. Considering the catastrophic consequences of a failed crank hub, we recommend installing a keyed crank hub as soon as you start pushing the engine. For the crank hub, Xatrix offers an extremely effective solution in the form of their one-piece keyed crank hub, which directly replaces your stock unit. It's pricey, but a well-proven solution from stock power to high horsepower. A more budget-friendly option would be the Insane Performance crank hub. Both of these options are available through MLP, and we do recommend getting them professionally fitted, as they do require drilling the engine's crankshaft. Now, with 500 horsepower plus, upgrading your tyres is probably a sensible idea. The original Michelin Pilot Supersports were exceptional in 2011, and even though still available to buy new, they've since been surpassed by the Pilot Sport 4 and the Pilot Sport 5 with their multitude of S, Cup and RS variants. Not to mention other tyre manufacturers and their own upgrades. The game has moved on, and so should you. From experience, we recommend the Michelin Pilot Sport 5s for everyday use and the Yokohama Advans for track enthusiasts. Its more forgiving performance window is brilliant for novice drivers. So, after addressing power and tyres, it's now time to start refining the handling, and a good set of coilovers is the way to go for this. While the standard suspension on the M4, whether passive or EDC, is excellent, it's still a compromise designed for a wide range of uses and, of course, built to a cost. A good set of aftermarket coilovers will eliminate these limitations whilst providing noticeable benefits. Aftermarket coilovers allow you to fine-tune your setup for more precise handling, improving your confidence at the wheel. Now, the stock suspension, especially on the back, is often described as oversprung and underdamped. It's great on smooth tarmac, but on the track, not so great and borderline scary on the ever more bumpy roads of England. With the customizability, you can adjust height, damping and camber to suit your driving style, be it daily driving, spirited canyon runs or track use. Investing in good quality coilovers not only improves the performance, but also the ride quality, making your M4 feel more planted and composed. For coilovers, there are multiple brands you can go with. We particularly like to work with Bilstein and their B16 kit, and KWV3 for those looking to extract absolutely every last bit of performance out of their chassis. And the Club Sport offerings are also available for those looking for something more track focused. But realistically, as with tyres, the choice will come down to your specific preferences and needs. It might seem a bit unusual to include a mid-pipe upgrade before downpipes, but since this is a first mod list, it makes sense. Replacing the mid-pipes is actually more cost effective, easier and delivers immediate benefits. The stock midpipe on the F80 and F82 is restrictive and contributes to a muffled sound. Further through the use of twin turbos, the S55 has unequal length exhaust, causing it to sound more like two inline threes rather than a roaring straight six. Upgrading to an aftermarket midpipe dramatically enhances the exhaust note, giving your M4 a more deeper and aggressive roar. The restrictive design of the OEM midpipe can negatively affect airflow and performance. An upgraded midpipe improves exhaust flow, which can boost power and throttle response. Compared to downpipes, midpipes are much simpler to install and don't require as much labour or components. Active Auto Work has developed a great equal length midpipe for the M4, which sounds brilliant and is a great choice. Though we also hear Masata is developing an unequal length midpipe, so maybe worth the wait. The stock brakes on the M4, whether steel or the optional ceramics, are also excellent, but there is always room for improvement. These will give you greater consistency in the braking feel, especially out on the track or under repeated hard braking. Whereas stock rubber units might swell or bulge, and standard DOT 5.1 fluid boil, a good set of braided lines and race fluid should hold out much better under hard conditions, although nothing is impossible to overheat. We quite like the HEL braided lines. There are of course other reputable brands like Goodrich or Forge Motorsport. These days they are all generally comparable. You should pair this with upgraded brake fluid such as Motul 600 or 660. So with everything else upgraded, it might be time to start upgrading the discs and pads. EBC's yellow stuff is an ever more popular choice for fast road use. They also do a blue stuff set, which is more track orientated. While the highly rated EBC isn't the only company catering for performance brakes, Endless MX72 are well-rated brake pads for the platform for fast road use, and the ME22 are great for track. Once again, the final choice should depend on your use and budget. So, if 500 horsepower sticky tyres and custom suspension still isn't enough for you, then you are our kind of person, and we've got you covered. Add sports or catless downpipes and a custom remap, and you are well into the 550 to 600 horsepower range. Is that still not enough? No worries, these pure 800 turbos with the right supporting mods will take your car up to 700 plus horsepower. And that's still not enough? Get in touch with us and let's talk.